normally I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make you know what I'm talking about. Good morning. It is Saturday, my favorite day of the week. Welcome to the Side Jawn. I am your host, Sharon, the chocolate writer, and I am joined by my very special guest again this week, Miss Trisha Joy. What's up, Trisha?
Hey, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Well, you looking awfully beautiful today, my friend.
You too, my friend.
I am so excited to be here with you this morning. I really had a whole nother show planned, okay? But with recent events, I just felt compelled to talk about something else today that I just couldn't avoid talking about. And that is this whole Shannon Sharp audio. I'm not going to say video, audio.
No video.
Even though it was visible.
Right.
So let's get into it. I named the show, Karma. And the reason karma or on purpose, will we ever know? Because we won't ever know the truth. We think we can figure it out. And it's so funny because since it happened, that's all I hear. All I hear is people trying to analyze and break it down. And it's gotta be, he had to be doing it on purpose because, and all of that. So let's just talk about it. It's gonna be a short show today, but I just figured we would just give this a go. Since everybody else talking about it, well, why not the Side Jawn? So let's start out by saying, hey, how's your week been? How was your week?
My week has been it's been good, right? Started off kind of rough with both the Giants and the Jets. I always gotta support the Jets. Taking some L's. But on a whole, personally, the week was good, kept calm, got some things done. How about you, Sharon?
I've had a pretty good week. I'm very busy at work, lots of overtime as usual, and pretty good week. I have been trying to read more. Go back to my reading because I love to read. But when you're so exhausted, it's hard. It's to fight through and sit up and stay up reading. And if you make the mistake and you try to take the book to bed, you fall asleep. So,
but what are you reading? What are you reading?
Listen, my goal has been to come out here in the living room and force myself to sit up reading. It's called The E-Client. It's a business book. I suggest anyone who's an entrepreneur read it. And I'm also looking at Executive Presence, which is another book about having a professional presence. Isn't that interesting that we're talking about being professional this morning?
Being professional. Yeah.
But, yeah. So I've been trying to read more and just get back to some things that I used to do prior to all my health issues. So I'm trying to rail against all the health things and just go back to, getting the chocolate back. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing any pointers you gather from those books. I'm sure I can benefit from it and the audience can also take some tidbits. So don't keep that to yourself. Share any notes that you think would be great for us to take into our daily lives so we can have great weeks and improve on ourselves day to day.
Of
We should
course.
always be doing that.
Of course. I might be able to do some videos or something.
Okay, share
Put my
that, you know.
out on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on Facebook, you can also see us on the Chocolate Writer YouTube page and the Chocolate Writer Facebook group, Facebook page, as well as the Ignorant Thinkers Podcast Facebook page. So please like and share the show wherever you want to share it. We always love viewers.
Yeah.
And if you're new to the show, please let us know in the comments. Okay, with that. So everyone by now has probably heard about what happened with Shannon Sharp accidentally going live on Instagram
Mama Shell.
with and an audio tape. I don't even know how long. I think it's short. An audio tape is out, or audio is out of him engaging in some physical activity with someone else. You don't really see anything, but you hear it and hear what they're saying. Now, for one, I was telling Trisha before the show, yeah, I played it once by accident. Actually, I didn't even realize I was on it. Because, sometimes I just set my phone over to the side and let video after video just play. And if something catches my attention, I'll turn around and look at it. Well, what happened this particular time was I was doing that, and all of a sudden I hear this person announcing that this is the video the audio they're about to play, and then they played it, and I was like, "What? That's it?" And I just turned back around, but I didn't really try to listen. So I have my expert here, Trisha, to tell us, just in case, just break down for us what did you hear on the tape? Because I really didn't listen that closely.
Okay. Well, you know, I had my ear to the phone listening. Had to clean out the wax. Make sure I heard every echo.
Oh my God.
So it was definitely an audio of a sexual encounter. There was a lot of, what's his name? Raven Simone's brother. A lot of Oshkosh bagosh, you know, like a lot of throat action, a lot of mouth washing.
What? Really? You could tell?
Yes.
You could tell that's what was happening.
Listen, don't judge me, guys. Okay, because I know what I was hearing. A lot of, not a hawk too. Not like the Haktua girl, not the Haktu, but the Oshkosh, like the ocean. Like, you know, if you put a shell to your ear, you hear the ocean. You're hearing the ocean.
So that's what
you're hearing the motion, and you're hearing the ocean.
So you could tell that's what she was doing.
Yes, heard. Oh, I could tell there was motion, and I could hear ocean. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then he, I guess, called her name, Michelle, not Obama, not any Michelle, Michelle. So let's clear up.
Not K Michelle.
Not K Michelle. Not what is it? Michelle from not any other Michelle we know.
Mm-hmm.
But his Michelle, or as he called her, my Michelle.
My Michelle? He said my Michelle?
My Michelle. My Michelle. My Michelle. A couple of times, 2 times, so we could get the point. Yo, her name is Michelle, right?
Uh-huh. So was he saying that gentle, or was he saying that forceful?
It was more so certain. My Michelle. My Michelle. Right?
No, Lord.
Just in case she got confused. If she was anybody else's Michelle.
Oh, okay.
He let her know she was my Michelle. Okay. My Michelle.
He cleared that up, huh?
Cleared that up, because sometimes I don't know, like, well, we would be confused, right? He was certain. He made her sure you
Got you.
possession. My show.
Got you.
Um. Then at some point, he's like, "Oh, don't run. You know what kind of N-word I was when you met me."
What?
Now I might
Okay.
be paraphrasing the when we met me, but he's like, "You know who you was dealing with. Don't run.
Don't run. Oh Lord.
Don't run from it." Right? So motion, ocean. Recap. Motion, ocean. Designation. You're my Michelle. Possession.
Okay.
Apparently she was second thoughts. Oh, no, girl. Michelle, you knew what kind of I was. And that's about it. You know, um,
That was it? How long did it last?
um, I mean, for us, forever, but like, it wasn't very long.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the version that I listened to, dissected, and now preparing my PhD thesis on. Um,
Dennis said it was 2 minutes.
yeah, at this point, when I do my dissertation, I'll lay out some other details, but for the most part, in summary, that is what we saw. And no, we didn't see, no camera. That is what we heard. So it
It's
was an
just
audio
audio.
adventure.
Just audio, right?
Audio adventure. Or what is that? My oratory. Is that what it is? My oratory glands were tested.
Oh, was it olfactory?
Oh, factory, a
Is
factory.
that what it is? Olfactory gland? Yeah.
So
Well,
yes, a new age experience, right? Usually people, it's a visual, but he was able to create a scene for us that we're gonna remember forever.
well, I
Um,
mean,
yeah.
that would be embarrassing to me. I mean, well, let's get into this whole
Okay.
thing. So it happens, right? And all of a sudden, I start getting these notifications, not only on my Facebook account, but my IG, my Threads. And I don't get a whole lot of activity over on Threads, but I do get some. And yeah, I do still have my Twitter account for a specific reason. I don't go over there. I usually go over there just to see Jamel Hill because she posts on Twitter all the time. But
Mhm.
I don't like Twitter. But I
Mm.
started getting notifications there, and then of course, especially here on Facebook. But my cell phone started even blowing up.
Oh
People's
Lord. Oh,
texting me
they
saying,
they're
"Karen,
looking for your feedback.
yeah, have you heard of what's happening with your boy? Have you heard?" I'm like, "My boy, he ain't my boy." I fell out of love with Shannon way back when he was on Undisputed talking all that LeBron James crap. When I when I
Mm.
when I figured out that he was really sold out and getting paid by him to do all that, I was done. Done. Done, done,
Well,
done.
before I dive into why your circle believes you're a sexpert and immediately contacted you, right? Because I have questions about that part.
Yes.
Because I didn't contact you, but now that I know, the next time I see
Yeah,
or
just call me.
hear a
Just call
sex
me up,
tape,
Trisha.
I will
Just call
contact
me.
the chocolate writer. But I have a good question. Have you ever been caught in I don't want to say scandalous, but I'll say scandalous, close to situation that, or almost, not Shannon level, but like, you're like, oh snap, I could have been
Mm-mm.
caught out there.
No, I've always been very careful. I'm private just
Mm,
like he is. I'm
mm,
private about certain things. and I'm careful, but I'm also not reckless. And I don't, let's just stick to this particular subject. I'm not walking around like a dog in heat and out of control. I gotta have it by this 6 o'clock on Monday morning. I gotta have this much, or I'm just out here just. He gives me the impression like he just has to have it almost on cue, like his alarm goes off and says, "Okay, gotta get me some. Gotta get me some. Where can I get it? Where can I get it?" That's how he seems to me.
I
Right.
mean,
So I really know more about him than I want to know. But ever since he started Nightcap, that's when I really started not particularly caring that much for him because I listened the way that he talks about women and sex. And I love Ocho Cinco. I love, love, love. I've always loved Chad Johnson. Always. Okay. So when heard he was doing the show with him, that's why I mainly started watching it for Chad, not for
right,
Shannon, who calls himself Unc for some reason. But I watch it. I like Shannon okay. I mean, he's good in certain ways, but the way he talks about women and that whole subject kind of left me like I feel like I got to take a shower sometime after I hear him talk about it. You know what I
right.
mean? It's just
Does
it's
he
cringe
sound
worthy.
does he sound genuine? Because I actually only heard like a couple of things from um like he doesn't like women that like was it past gas or something like that? Like
Yeah,
something like that, right?
yeah,
And I've seen videos of other guys kind of like that, but in those scenarios, it's more so like they didn't like the girl in the first place and was looking for an out.
right.
Um, but I've also like, and I know there's a lot of guys that watch the show. Like I have heard that before, but on what when the guys talking about the woman, they're puzzled more so. Like, so I used to go to a hairdresser. Y'all know I love to do hair. Used to go to a hairdresser that was more of like a unisex place. They had a barbershop in the front and a hair salon in the back. And I
Mhm.
remember distinctly like the lead barber talking about his wife, and he was like, yo, I just wonder if she ever like does she do number two? Like, I've never, I've never caught my wife in all these years like smell and do fart or smell bad. And I was like, wow. And he's like, she must be hiding this thing. Like, how is this possible? That's the kind of conversation I've heard.
Mhm.
Not like she better not. Like, what?
Wow. Well, the creepiness of it for me is okay, but let me just back up a second. Most of my friends are male. I say that all the time on this show. So if you've been following me, you know this. And I listen to men talk about women. It doesn't bother me. You know how sometimes you think, well, maybe they need to calm down because there's a woman in the room. I'm not that chick.
Right.
That's all like, if it gets to me, I'll just leave the room. But I don't expect them to stop being men and talking the way they talk, all right, or speak the way they speak. So I'm around lots of men talking about women all the time. But when Shannon talks about him, it's like he goes overboard to me
Mm.
talking about his prowess. He always talks about that, how he gets it in and all that. And he says it so much, Chad ain't over there talking about. He always brings it up.
Right.
He always brings it up. And Chad will, be Chad, but he's always bringing it up. And then always talking about women and no, I don't want to get married. And Chad's like, well, you need to get married and settle down. That all those conversations, and I'm just listening to him. And when he reveals how he deals with a woman in a relationship, how he handles relationships, I'm like, I see exactly why he's single. I see it. I
Right.
can see clearly why he is single and he needs to remain that way. In fact, I need to DM Chad and tell him to stop because he needs to be by himself as long as he feels the way he does about women, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not no expert.
Oh, so tell Chad to stop
To stop
asking him to
trying to fix
marry?
him up. Yeah,
Oh,
try just stop because it's no. He needs to be by himself. He
right.
really does. And that's just how I feel about it. So when I heard about this particular thing, the public is saying, I just want your opinion, Trisha. The public is out here saying that one, he did this intentionally. It was not by accident. And two, the reason he did it intentionally was supposedly to dispel these gay rumors that are supposedly continuing. Let me tell you, for me, I cannot see him doing that. Now, I
Uh-huh.
don't think that Shannon is the smartest, smartest tool in the shed. No, he's not. He's very fortunate to get where he's gotten, but as far as being savvy or smart about things, I'm not necessarily convinced he is. I'm not saying he's dumb or stupid. I'm just saying I don't think he's necessarily that bright. But here's my issue. If you're going to put out something like that and you've got deals pending, you've got sponsorships,
Very
you've
good
got
point.
relationships in your business life, and you're making all this money and you're so prominent, why would you got to think, hey, if I put something out sexual, this can impact that.
So let me I'm gonna hold my personal thoughts, but let me ask you a counter question.
Sure,
Did the sex tape hurt Kim Kardashian?
it's different. She's a woman. And let me explain what I mean.
Hmm.
Women gain notoriety now for sexual things. Before the sex tape, she wasn't known as an expert at anything. She wasn't, people weren't following Kim Kardashian. People weren't seeking her out for her opinion on anything. She didn't have a high profile position doing anything. She got high profile because of the sex tape, which is different.
Mm.
And women are often looked at as sexual beings before anything else. So I wasn't surprised. I was actually sad that that is what her claim to fame was. This saddened me because women are so much more than that. But because she did a sex tape, that's why she's popular? Really? The same thing with this. Do you know he sold out on all his merch after that came out? All his merch sold out instantly.
Of course.
People are buying his merch because he put out, supposedly intentionally, a sex audio. A sex audio will move you to go buy his stuff.
It moved a bunch of people.
Girl, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I think I'm a fake me one just to put it out and see if I can put some t-shirts up and some hats called the chocolate. I'm gonna, put some audio out, have me in there saying, "Oh, have some guy
Dennis,
saying, have
Dennis, this
some
is where you step in.
have some guy say, "Hey, chocolate, go chocolate, go chocolate." Oh yeah, chocolate. Maybe I should do that and then put that out, and then I can sell my chocolate t-shirts and my chocolate hat, and maybe that's what I need to do.
Dennis.
I mean, are we that depraved in this nation that we will go buy shirts because somebody put out a sex audio tape?
Well,
That's what we're about now.
we like excitement. And so
I'm disgusted. I'm
I just
disgusted by it.
okay.
I
So
just am. But back to the question.
we'll
What do you think? I mean, do you think that this was done in let's deal with the IG. This was on IG.
right.
You and I both know what it takes to go live on IG.
I
Dennis
just
put in the comments that it takes 3 steps to go live in IG. Yes, it is 3. People were saying, I heard all kind of numbers. It takes like 6 steps. No, it's 3. Okay. It's 3. And as I told you before the show, I actually did go live once on IG accidentally. And all
ooh,
I was doing was holding my phone, bringing stuff in my grandchild and my things out the car. And I had He said, "You better
But
not.
so
I'll come
were
through."
you on Instagram
I
before
no,
prior to
when
that?
I was not on Instagram when I first started, when I first grabbed my phone out the car to bring stuff in. So I must
Mhm.
have hit the Instagram icon to open it. I must have. You can do that. It
You
happens to me
okay,
all the
and so
time.
you
Sometimes
hit
I look at my phone, and you know how when you, if you have an iPhone, you can touch them, and then all the apps start jiggling, and if you touch it again, you can delete it. I have
yeah.
done that so many times.
Well, I'm
I
team
have gone
Android, so we don't.
into Twitter and done stuff. I have sent text messages to people that I wasn't supposed to be sending to people. I have called people, you know, the butt dialing thing. I've done all kinds of things with my iPhone. And I did go live before I even knew what live was on IG. Well, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was recently. And I was like, oh, I'm live. And then, of course, it gives you the option to delete it right away. Thank God. Because I was looking crazy that day. My hair wasn't done. But anyway,
Well, I hope
I've done it.
Shannon I hope Shannon hires you as his legal consultant
No,
because
he no.
you
He would,
have got
I couldn't work for Shannon. No,
you
no
have
way.
got the explanation down pat, because I too was like, hold up, so many questions, as you can tell, right, as I get my PhD in this topic, so many questions, like, okay, was the phone just there? Was it in your pocket? Like,
No,
was
he
it
said
on?
he said he walked in the room and threw it on the bed. Now, when he said I walked in the room and I threw my phone on the bed, that's what lost me immediately, because I don't know a person alive that will walk in about to have sex with a phone and throw the phone on the very bed that you're about to lie down and have sex on.
Okay, so
I
that
ain't
part,
doing that. That's
that
what got me. It's not about the 3 to 6 steps to go IG. That's not even it. Because, like I said, that's possible. But throwing
so
the phone on the bed, you about to lay down, you about to bang out this woman, you gonna throw the phone on the same bed that you about to get on and go buck wild on? I don't believe it. I
I
just don't
mean,
believe that.
the phone could be, see, and again, I don't want to put my personal opinion out there, but I didn't listen to his explanation because I didn't care for it. Um, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but if the phone is out your hand, how did it open? Was it already open? Because I gotta put in freaking 19 numbers before I get in. Some of us gotta put on a fingerprint.
Mm-mm,
Some of us gotta
mm-mm.
put our face in. How is the phone open
No,
then?
no. If he doesn't remember, he is not technologically gifted. He doesn't know crap about
No, his phone
technology.
ain't locked.
And he has an iPhone and it wasn't locked. And see, I don't keep my phone locked. And when it does lock, see, okay, I didn't have a passcode to get into my phone until about 4 years ago. Why?
Okay.
Because I hate it. When I pick up my phone, I want to be able to use my phone. I don't want to have to stop, put some code in first before I use my phone. But I finally did it at the insistence of my sister. I did it. Who's in the comments right now? My sister said, you would work for Shannon if he agreed to do what you told him to do and paid you well. Yes, but he's not going to do that. He's not going to do what I told him. I can already tell what kind of dude he is. He's not going to do what I tell him to do. But no, but anyway.
But but
But anyway, back to what I'm saying. I just Trisha, I don't know. I just really have a problem with this phone on the bed thing. And I'm not saying that I think that he was lying about it being an accident. I'm just saying that part about walking in and throwing the phone on the bed, you're going to be really surprised when I tell you at the end what I think. You're going to really be surprised when I tell you what I really think happened. But
well,
go ahead. Go ahead, what you were going to say.
I just like I just I just ugh. It's hard for me to say because I do believe there's a number of steps that happens before you can go live. You told me you've done it before. I have to believe it now because
I have.
you've recently done it.
Mm-hmm.
I just he I don't know. I just think he said
And
he didn't.
he has an iPhone too. Just let's just put that out there. He has a
Right.
touch screen iPhone. I don't know which version of iPhone he's got. I'm sure it's probably the latest one, 15 or 16, 20, whatever it is on now. That's probably what he's got. But he does not know technology. Everybody vouches for
But
that. He doesn't know
everybody
a thing
keeps
about it.
saying that. Let me tell you something. For the level and the quality of stream that him and Ocho Cinco have, don't tell me you don't know technology. I'm not buying it.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not buying it.
He doesn't. No, I believe it. I believe that part. Remember, I was telling you earlier, I don't think he's all that bright. I don't think he knows the
I'd
technology.
rather you say, yo,
And I
you wasn't
no,
even
no, no.
planning.
And I'm telling you, I believe that because you see all them people around him when he walks around. Those are his social media. Part of them, two of them are part of his social media team. And they follow him around and they post. He's not posting.
Listen,
He's not responding.
can we
It's them. And he
can we
tells
be
them
frank
what to
here?
post.
Can we be frank here?
Yes.
No disrespect to Shannon, but you can't fool me with that thing because guess what? If one thing a man know how to do is lock his phone, don't tell me you could not know how to do anything else. But
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you,
the
Trisha.
one thing a man know how to do
lock
is
my
lock his
phone.
phone.
I don't know how to lock my phone.
No. Sharon, you're a woman.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying the
Who
one
knows technology, I do not know how to lock my phone.
Sharon,
I just let my phone lock on its own. But if you told me to go lock my phone, I would be like, how do you do that? I had to figure that out.
Listen to what I'm saying. There is not one man
I heard you,
out
man.
here in these streets like he's saying he is on his show that don't know how to lock his phone.
Okay, well, let's just say for a minute that
you're
you're
not
right.
catching me with that.
Wait a minute. Let's just say for a minute that you're right, and he did know how to lock his phone, and he just did not lock it for some reason. He's at home. He's at home, and I'm just work with me for a second. I'm not saying I believe him. I'm just playing devil's advocate. He's saying I'm at home. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I just threw my phone over there. You don't got to lock your phone if you're in the comfort of your own home and you dealing with somebody you've dealt with before or whatever, and you feel comfortable around her, you feel safe around her. You're not going to be rushing to lock your phone.
Your phone automatically locks.
I know that. This is what I'm saying to you. That's exactly what I just said to you.
Here's my theory.
For me, I never lock my phone.
Here's my theory.
And it locks when it locks.
Here's my theory, because I'm not going to comment on who Michelle is. I'm not going to comment on whether it's leaked or not. But I think he was actually probably taping it. The phone had to be open. Sorry, guys. For some reason, even if you tossed it over, my phone 60 seconds. If I open it right now and put it down, it locks. That phone was open for a reason. Now, man, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with somebody that want to tape their own actions. That is your business, right? But that phone was open.
Well, then
that's my theory.
Then in answer to my question that I named the show Karma or On Purpose, you believe it was on purpose. I on the other hand,
on purpose. By mistake on purpose.
Yeah, no, on purpose. It can't be by mistake on purpose.
No, meaning like you could tape, sorry, this is no judgment on me, but you could tape what's going on your regular camera, right? The regular one with the pictures at, you know, like selfies and stuff. You could do video there, tape it for your
Mhm.
own your own entertainment, right? But
Right.
I don't think he meant to go live.
Well, whatever. That's on purpose. All right. So let's just say my thoughts is that it's karma.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I mean. Just bear with me for just a second. The day before the audio release, he was on Nightcap with Chad, his co-host, and Chad was late. And he proceeded to berate Chad live on air during the show for being late, alleging that it was implying that it was unprofessional and making statements like, you say you want to be this and you want to do that, but why didn't you take other steps to make sure you could get here on time? That type of stuff. Sunning him right there on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Chad, I followed Chad ever since he stepped foot in the NFL. He's always been cool as a cucumber, and he doesn't automatically show you when he's pissed. And if you watch the video, you can see him biting his tongue,
Right.
biting his lips. And he's leaning in and he's like this nigga here. What you know, what's going on?
Right.
Because Shannon was going off really overreacting for no reason. And he
Right.
wasn't listening. It was beyond Chad's control that he was late, but he would not accept that.
Diva.
And he was very judgmental. He was very rude and disrespectful to Chad, in my opinion. Just like what's his name? Skip was with him. That's what he did, right? Very next day, here's this audio tape. And then they do another nightcap. And he's apologizing, talking about how embarrassed he is. I've always carried myself with the level of professionalism, and I just blah, 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 blah. I get so sick of hearing that bumpkin sounding voice anyway. But anyway, he's always carrying himself as a professional, supposedly. And this was not, and you know, I never do this, and I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed, blah, 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 blah. So when Chad spoke, he was like, well, hey, you know, I'm glad that you apologize and blah, blah, blah. And you came out with that. But he also mentioned, okay, a couple of days later, okay, 2 days then maybe. And thank you, Dennis. He says, well, but you got to forgive people like you've been forgiven and blah, blah, blah. And he alluded to the fact that he was going to show him grace that Shannon didn't show him. You got to watch the video and listen very carefully to what Chad said. Because basically he was telling him, oh, shoe on the other foot now.
Right.
Because Chad actually said, I was hurt. Chad said he was hurt. Why would he say that? Because this is a man who just berated me for being honestly late. And you just did something like this for the whole world to see and brought embarrassment and shame on yourself for the whole world to see. And you affecting this brand, Nightcap, that I'm half part of. And you just got on me for something I couldn't control. You could have controlled this.
Yep.
Right. And Chad was like, so I believe this was karma. This is the reason why he can't fully explain how he went live. This is why. Let me tell you why. You said that in the audio, you can tell that she's doing a particular move on him, right?
Yes.
Now, just think about this. He walks in, throws the phone on the bed. You think she don't see that he threw the phone on the bed?
Oop.
And if he's lying back, let's just say he's lying back. I'm thinking about the typical man getting that done to him. He's usually lying back and enjoying himself. He ain't looking at her and all that. He's just laying back, right? I'm thinking she might have grabbed that phone and made it turn on herself, especially if it was unlocked. She could have been setting him up. And she probably could have thought, hey, it's audio and video, it's live. She could have. Because he's incapacitated. You know how they are when women are doing that to them. They can't think of nothing else. They can't take it. They love it. They love that more than anything. I think they love it more than doing the real deed. I think they love that more.
Really, girl, this is now another show.
I do. I really believe some of them. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, the way they talk about it, oh my God, I got to have it. And if a girl can't do this to me, I ain't with her. I mean, that's how they talk about it. Oh, yeah, she'll have sex all day long, but she won't do that to me. And I'll go get it from somewhere else. They risk their relationships to get this stuff done, honey.
Well,
so I'm thinking he was probably just feeling so good. He didn't notice her turn the damn phone on, and she did it. But he's so full of himself. I don't even think he can figure that out.
Well, I mean, that's
what I think.
That is
so
an interesting
I think it's
theory.
karma. I
believe
karma.
you with the karma. I believe you with the karma,
do,
though.
because this happened too quick, and then Chad's reaction was so perfect. You got to watch it. His response to him was so perfect, and that's when you really can tell that Chad was hurt by what he said to him the other day. He was hurt. You heard him, and he said it. And he gonna or whatever the hell you want to call Shannon, he gonna have to fix that.
Right.
That's what this is leading to, because that's his partner. And Nightcap is very popular, but it don't work without Chad. Right. I don't think he realizes that. Because because Shannon, if you go back and look at Shannon's career, he used to be on, what was it, CBS, but he wasn't the main combat sports analyst.
Right.
That was Dan Marino. That was mainly his show. Prime was on there. Shannon was on there. You think he outshone Prime time? No. He did not outshine Deion Sanders. He was not the main analyst. Then when he went over to ESPN, he was a guest analyst on shows. He didn't have his own show. Then he goes to Undisputed. That was Skip's show. That wasn't his own thing. Then he started Club Shay Shay at Skip's suggestion. That's when he finally started having his own, when he got Club Shay Shay. But if you notice, he ain't on there by himself. He's interviewing high profile people. So he's that's still not him alone controlling and running and being the star. He's interviewing stars.
Right.
Then you go Nightcap. Yeah, I know Shannon started. I didn't say he didn't start it, Dennis.
No, I asked.
He started it with Chad. He started it with Chad. He didn't start Nightcap by himself. He started it with Chad.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly about everything you just said.
He needs somebody else. I'm telling you, he couldn't do a show just him talking.
But
ain't nobody listening to him talk for 2 hours. Nobody. Right.
I don't know. I'll watch it to see what Ocho's body language is, but I don't think he'll leave.
No, I don't think he'll leave. I don't think that at all, because Chad's too smart. See, Chad's smarter than people know.
But
Chad is not dumb. He's naive about the world in a lot of ways, but he's smart when it comes to taking care of his business. And that's the reason why he will never, his children and his children's children will never be without money, because that man knows what he's doing.
To kind of wrap in your karma thing, he better hope that Chad is smarter and, or doesn't take some of the actions that he took in the past, because Shannon would have walked off of Ocho's show if Shannon got screamed at.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not cool. I get it though. When you own a show, when you executive produce a show, and you come from Undisputed, or you come from, prime time, like you start to take on the habits of a professional show. And Chad seems to have this stick where he is kind of he's professional but halfway. He's still got his foot in how Ocho operates, but he's working with Shannon. And I think maybe Shannon is evolving into a full on professional show executive, right? Where the expectations are from
he's evolving into an ass. That's what
Mhm.
he's evolving into.
True.
And if he doesn't rail that in, he could lose one of the best things that ever happened to him and Chad, because Chad is his friend.
Right.
He's not just his co-host, he's his friend. And
Right.
from what I hear, I don't know. I don't flow in those circles. From what I hear, when he's your friend, he's your friend.
Right.
And he will go 10 toes down for you at a moment's notice. And you need a friend like Chad in your life. That's what I've been told.
Well, we'll see as if more details comes out about this sex audio tape.
I just
Um
think it's embarrassing.
I
That is so.
will
If I was his sister, I mean, he said he called his sister, his brother, and all these kids. If I was his daughter, I would be like, "Oh my god, my
well,
dad."
I mean,
But then
again, there
this,
is no video.
this is my last. This is my last. This is my last. My last thing I'm gonna say, and then we gotta go. Today is my great niece's birthday, and I can't wait to go see her in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna say this. When you do stuff like this, first of all, you got to think about the impact it's going to have on your bottom line. And from what I understand, Shannon has already said that he lost a big interview because of this situation. Their team called him and said the interview is off. And according to him, out of his own mouth, this was a high profile interview, like higher than he's ever done. And I'm thinking, who was it? Kamala? Who is it? You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's probably Kamala, but I don't know that. I'm just saying. But I could see why if it was her, I could see why she would say, "Oh no, we ain't doing the show." But $200 million is what he's saying he stands to lose if his sponsors are saying if they decide that they're not going to continue working with him. His sponsors and a few other companies that he was starting to make some deals with. He said that he's been contacted already and they're considering. They haven't made a final decision yet. He could lose $200 million, he said. That's a lot of money just to try to put something out to prove you aren't gay. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he would do that. Even though I don't think he's that bright, I don't think he would be that crazy to do that without thinking. I just don't believe that, y'all. And people are saying it and running wild with it. I just don't believe that. Okay. I think it's more believable that she did it than him doing it intentionally to prove that. I just don't believe it.
Again,
But the bad part about it, Trisha, if you watch the show, the nightcap, the bad part about it is he comes on, he apologizes, he says, "I'm sad." He said he cried tears about it because he knew he hurt people and let people down. Then he commits to saying, "Oh, but I was on there though. Oh, I was getting it in." Then he started talking about how proud talking about it like he was proud of it. Like, "But you did see it though, didn't you? You heard what I did. You know, it ain't gay." And then Cat Williams called me. He said, "Well, you ain't gay today." Why say all that? If you really have attrition, showing contrition, and you really are sad, why would you gloat? Why would you go to the gloating stage behind all that?
Maturity. He's
56 years old. Damn it. Grow the hell up. You 56 years old.
That's another topic for another time about when these men mature, because
56, Trisha. 56.
Anyway, I know you gotta go, but I'll say this. I won't say she did it because I know how men are with their phone, but I could think that it was a mistake. He
threw it on the bed though, Trisha.
That's what he said.
They threw it.
That's what he said. I'm
Well
just
said.
saying maybe he wanted to tape it, but you know, the motion in the ocean got the fingers moving all over the place. And then Michelle, girl, we want you on the show.
And then you said his Michelle. I'm like, what?
His Michelle, not my Michelle. You his Michelle. I
my
need you to teach us how to
said
get the
my
fingers
Michelle.
moving all over the place. Like, oh,
That is weird. That's weird. I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said before the show, I ain't never in my whole life had anybody say you my Sharon. I ain't never had that. Have you? Have you had anybody say my Trisha?
Never.
I've heard you my woman, or you all mine, or is it mine? I've heard people ask that. I ain't never had nobody sit up there and say you my Sharon.
But now that he set the standard, the next time
oh hell
get my back blown out, I'll be like, wait, whose Trisha am I? Because I'm not clear. And I want certainty that I am your Trisha, not anybody else.
Trisha, and he better get a right answer. Any final words, Trisha, before we go off?
No. Happy birthday to you said it was your
Carmen, little Carmen. Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Carmen. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yep, she's 7. She's 7 today. 7? I think she's 7.
When you get there, ask him like,
8.
How old are you?
She's 8. No, she's 8. I was a year off. She's 8 today. Happy birthday, Carmen, my little Carmen. Can't wait to see her. But my final thoughts is, listen, y'all, handle your business. Be safe with your phone. If you don't know how to use the phone, take a class, do something. And just like he said from now on, my phone gonna be in the car. Okay, we'll leave it in the car.
How about you just turn it off?
That too. It's not that hard.
Easy.
You really don't want to be discovered. But anyway, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next Saturday on the Side Jawn, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Thank you to my very, very special friend and guest, Trisha, for being here. Next week, it's a secret. I ain't telling you what we're doing next week. So y'all have a good rest of the day. I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm not gonna say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.